The engine is running. The batteries are charging. Shuttle bay door is closed. Airlock is finished. Hello, I'm Average Joe, and welcome back to me building a new workshop, which is basically just me building a giant starship in Minecraft. Not sure what else to say after that, to be honest. But yeah, there's been quite a bit of work done since last time. I had Howling Crown on, and we did a little bit of stuff. And I do mean a little bit of stuff. We kind of started going, but I didn't exactly tell him what to do, so he didn't know what to do. So he got bored and started blowing things up. Not any important stuff, although you might consider it important. But none of the ship. And he did point out a couple things I had thought of that... Well, he pointed out a couple things to me. The first one being we don't really need a heated storage room, because he couldn't think of anything that might require heated storage. And I can't really think of anything either, so gonna have to agree with him on that one. I mean, the only thing I could actually think of would be like heated plasma. And even then, that's a little bit of a stretch, wouldn't you agree? But I still went with cold storage. We had some fun. I taught him some redstone because he really doesn't know anything about that. And we ended off basically building 2 rooms, but nothing in them. Also without the roofs, but that bit's not really important. So, yeah, he also had some problems with rendering stuff in the game, which is a big problem. I think there's a snapshot somewhere on the computer he was using. A screenshot or whatever. I'll try and put that on the screen if I remember it. And hopefully I do, because I'm recording this episode the day before it's meant to go out. So, not a lot of time to do things. Yeah. Anyways, since Howling Crown kind of pointed out that I didn't really tell him what to do, and we kind of had arguments and stuff, I decided not to use that footage. And I figured I'd try and make something slightly more productive this time around. But while I was off, I actually built the cold storage and the unstable storage, because instead of heated storage, we're having unstable storage for things that, you know, might explode. So cold storage is just that. Right now the temperature is really warm, but if you flick this lever, it's going to start going down. And once it gets below this 3rd lamp, then there are some start flowing in the corners, representing it actually being cold enough to store things in here. Just gotta kinda wait for it to do that. Any minute now. Yep, there it goes. So, the cold storage is probably the most complex thing I built while off camera. The unstable storage here doesn't have any, like, representative stuff in there. It just needed to be obsidian, so explosions didn't really hurt it. It's just a regular door in it as well, so nothing special. Cold storage does have a regular door in it too, but there's a lot more stuff going on, as you can probably tell. Let me start with the thermometer. So the thermometer display actually goes up 1 by 1 by 1, or down 1 by 1 by 1, because I tried using a different kind of display. It is slightly bigger, but it does actually show each level of item that the comparator gives off. So like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A dropper with this many items will give off a signal strength of 5. So as this is filling up, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's just a fancy display. Now when this one fills up, there's a little thing down here. So after 3 fill up in this dropper, there will only be 2 being displayed in this dropper. So that way, when the gauge goes down to 2, it'll power this line and turn on all of these dispensers by using an observer as a dual edge monostable circuit, I think the term is. So yeah, every time this redstone changes, it will activate the droppers, turning it on and off depending on that. Yeah. Also, there's just some things so that you can turn the storage on and off. This lever powers this line, which stops this clock from going, which will empty this dropper into this dropper, making the temperature go up. And it will also... what else does it do? It also turns off this for some reason. Why does it do that? Okay. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. So there are some items in there now. When it's cooling, and there are items in this dropper, that will power this redstone, turning this torch off. And since the lever is down, it turns this torch off because of the redstone, which means this clock can run, which moves things from this dropper into that dropper, actually making the thing cooler. So this is the clock that makes things colder, and this is the clock that makes things warmer. And the reason I have it so that if there is nothing in this dropper, then it turns off the clock that makes things colder, is just so that you don't hear a constant clicking whenever the cooler is cold, like max cold. Everything else is just standard doors. They only work as long as there's power. And as you're keeping the cooler cold, there is a signal along the black line making sure that power is taken away from either the battery or the reactor, engine, generator thing. I really need to start being consistent with that, depending on which one you're switched to. Right now we're switched to engine and we're charging the battery. Then comes this side. I've yet to build anything in this side. I'm not sure what to go here, what's gonna go here. I know I wanted to build a brig for like passenger or prisoner transport if we ever needed to do that. I know Man, it's complicated. It's really complicated. We could just build the brig along the entire thing. Maybe have like a hallway down here and doors on each side. But then that'd just be doors in there. Actually, these doors would need to be special because they could only be opened from one side. Unless, of course, there's no power to the system. Maybe I will build a brig today. Something else I wanted to do was the elevator to the next floor, because this is as far as I want to go, because the shuttle bay actually takes up the space of 4 regular rooms, plus a hallway in the middle, and an extra hallway in the back. So upstairs we will have room for 8 rooms rather than 5, or 5 rather than 5. First thing we gotta do though is finish the bottom floor by building a brig and an elevator. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna work on first, probably the brig, because the elevator is going to give me a headache. Okay, so I might have the general layout of the room. I kind of wanted to have like there be a space in between the rooms, which would be the middle bit here. But then it turned out to be about the same like width as the other cells, which just wouldn't do. And if I have them be like this width, then it's even, and even does not work well with piston doors. Speaking of which, there's going to be this much space that will be obscured if we do a regular piston door like the one in the hallways. Now I have an idea for another door, which would pretty much just be a block going up and down with little bars above it, like so. Now, this is good because you can give things to the prisoners without having to open the door, but it's bad because the prisoners can reach you. So, I might have to try something else. I would do a 2-block high one of these, but that is beyond my redstone capabilities. It is very beyond my redstone capabilities, actually. So, might have to figure something else out. We'll see. Right, so I've built the cells to keep them from being able to hit the person. I've kind of moved them even further back. And because of that, we are probably going to be sticking with the doors in the bottom just being 1 block. Now, they won't all be connected up to 1 lever like they are right now. They're each going to have like individual levers on the sides here. Probably more along the front, actually, in case you need to like let them out and they don't try and attack you or whatever. This was just for demonstrations. But yeah, that's probably the door we're going to be going with. But this isn't... I don't want this to just be make doors and that's good. I want there to be something else in this room. There needs to be other things. I'm just not sure what yet. I still haven't thought of what else I want to put in the prison room. brig thing. But I have made the doors for this now. It's really simple and self-contained. It's just the lever will turn off the torch, which, as long as a piston is active, this piston is pushed forward, will push the piston that is the door up. And that's pretty much all there is to these person containers, or cells. That's the word I was looking for but couldn't think of. There does need to be more in here, but as I said, I can't think of anything right now. I thought maybe things to put food in, but you can just throw them in there. I thought maybe, well, decorations definitely need to go in there, but I mean something like that moves or lights up or makes noise or something. Maybe something to tell when there's actually a person in there or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna start work on the elevator because that's gonna take some doing. It's going to be right through this door here. It might be a water elevator, it might be just a ladder. Might even be a flying machine, I don't know. I didn't think about it before I started this video because I don't have a lot of time to make or edit it, so yeah. A lot of stuff on my plate right now. A lot of stuff. I hate block swappers. Kind of with a passion now. Made an elevator. Pretty sure it only goes up one floor. Which is fine, I guess. Maybe I'll figure out a way to make it only go up one floor. I don't know. Anyways, you press the button, it turns this redstone torch off, and it's a block swapper. I don't exactly know how it works. All I know is the thing having the torch and a powered block next to a piston, next to two pistons in this kind of configuration with two blocks in the middle, just kind of makes them act as a block swapper. For some reason, I don't know the details behind it, but it works, so yay. Still haven't figured anything out for the prison room. And that's kind of bothering me. So I'm gonna think on it a little more and get back to you guys on it. So the only thing I could think of to add was a lever to actually make all the doors lock. Actually, that would open all the cells. I'll fix the sign later. When the lever is up, there is a block right there that we can power with redstone to power all the doors and make those work. So I think the only thing left to do here is to run the proper line into the room. Because I honestly can't think of anything else that should go in here. Yeah, I gotta decorate the cells with like beds and stuff. Maybe not even that. But yeah. Oops, we are running low on power. Brig. Oops, gotta go outside. Alright. As usual, the room is going to be getting a line of its own color. And I think there's a lot of colors going on over here. Cyan might be our best option right now. Does this go that far? Yes, it does. Alright. Okay. So, next question. Where does this line go? I laugh, but I am actually seriously wondering how I get this over there. There's not a lot of room over here. Alright. Rig is running. And that should keep power off to the brig. And instead of having a black line being run off of every single door, I think... Ooh. Nah, you know what? That's fine. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, instead of pulling the redstone off of every single room, we're just going to pull it off the center. So if there is a signal going to here, then it'll start draining power. Sounds good to me. Just got to get around the door circuit here, which means going up and hitting more of the door circuit, and we'll just run the signal into here. Should probably turn that on so I know how far I need to go. Man, you know, the more rooms I build, the harder it is to get the lines to go where I want them to, because they take up just space. So much space. I don't actually want to go any lower than I think this block here. So does this orange line go below there? No, it's just right. So that's probably going to be the bottom of the ship then. Man, if it is, it's going to be heck getting around this place. In survival, I mean. The brig was a simple room with a simple solution. Even though I wanted something a bit more complex for it, that's fine. Not everything can be crazy, insane. The elevator is built. That's going to need to be hooked up to the main system as well. What are these? Pistons? What happens if I make these sticky pistons? Oh, shoot. Now that I think about it. See, the elevator's not supposed to be able to run when the power's out. Which means this block swapper isn't going to work. I need to find something else. Well, that's a lovely... Whoa, nope. So I need to find something else. I think that's a lovely note to end on. I'll probably work on the elevator for the next episode. As in... build an elevator off camera. Anyways, this has been Average Joe. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take better care of yourself than I do. Because I know I'm really bad at taking care of myself. I'm still in survival. You guys have a good day. I'm gonna see what I can do about all of this.